In 1967, we had blurry footage. In 2025, we have 4K cameras in our pockets. But the evidence didn't get clearer. The explanation evolved. I grew up in the era of the X-Files, when Bigfoot was the missing link, a biological mystery, something physical in the woods. Now, in the age of AI, Bigfoot is harder to test than ever. That's not about Bigfoot. That's about how the human brain protects belief when technology increases pressure. I grew up in the era of the X-Files. Late nights, cable TV, grainy footage that felt real, because it was incomplete. Bigfoot wasn't mystical back then. He was the missing link, an undiscovered species, a biological mystery. And the most famous evidence? The Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967. Even for its time, it wasn't clear. But that ambiguity was powerful. And neuroscience actually explains why. The brain and ambiguity. The human brain hates uncertainty. It evolved to detect patterns quickly, to assume agency, to fill in missing information. If something moves in the bushes, your brain doesn't wait for high resolution. It completes the image. That's not stupidity. That's survival wiring. Blurry footage doesn't weaken belief. It activates imagination. Your brain becomes part of the picture. And once your brain fills in the gaps, it feels real. Biological Bigfoot. When I was young, Bigfoot was biological. That mattered, because biological claims are testable. You can find bones, DNA, clear photographs, a body. The claim had boundaries. And when something has boundaries, it can be proven wrong. That's what separates mystery from mythology. By the 90s, almost everyone had a camera. Not great quality, but common. Then smartphones, then HD, then 4K. If Bigfoot were biological, the evidence should have scaled with the technology. But it didn't. And when evidence doesn't improve, the brain feels tension. Cognitive dissonance. There's a term for that tension, cognitive dissonance. It's the discomfort we feel when reality challenges belief. When cameras got clearer, but the proof didn't, the brain had two options: update the belief, or update the explanation. Updating the explanation is easier, especially when belief is tied to identity, community, meaning. So instead of disappearing, the claim evolved. Bigfoot became harder to test. Maybe it could cloak. Maybe it could teleport. Maybe it avoided detection intentionally. This isn't mockery. It's adaptation. When a belief becomes less falsifiable, it becomes more durable. The goalposts weren't just moved. The field was removed. The dopamine loop. There's another layer here. Mystery activates dopamine. The brain rewards unresolved questions. If Bigfoot were conclusively proven or conclusively debunked, the mystery would end. But ambiguity? Ambiguity keeps the loop alive. The brain likes open loops. Personal shift. After my brain injury, I started reading neuroscience for practical reasons. Not theory, function. I had to understand how repetition rewires circuits, how perception works, how the brain adapts. And one thing became clear. The brain isn't a truth machine. It's a prediction machine. It predicts what it expects to see. And once a prediction locks in, it's hard to unlock. Enter the AI era. Now we're entering a different era. AI can generate hyper-real footage, convincing wildlife encounters, fabricated discoveries. The brain reacts to visual realism before logic has time to catch up. So if belief systems already adapted when cameras improved, what happens when fabricated clarity becomes normal? Bigfoot didn't disappear when cameras got better. The explanation evolved. That's not about mocking belief. It's about understanding how belief survives. We evolve to detect patterns in noise. But in the age of AI, there will be more noise than ever. And the skill of the next decade won't be filming, it will be discerning.